Hi everyone, I'm going to tell you about my grandma. I interviewed her for the interview project, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about how that went. My grandma, Teeny Duke, worked for Virginia Beach Public Schools for 34 years, first as a music teacher in elementary schools, then as a kindergarten teacher. She and my grandfather raised 3 children and eventually now have 8 grandchildren and 8 great-grandchildren. She still hosts Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner at her house every year and teaches Sunday school on a regular basis. She's 82 years old. She was born in Chester, Pennsylvania during the Great Depression. The middle of 3 children, she was sandwiched between a very outgoing and gregarious older sister and a younger brother. Her father worked outside the home, and her mother stayed inside the home. Even though things were difficult for their family, as they were for most people during that time, he was able to provide a steady flow of income. So my grandma remembers having a peaceful, secure childhood. The assumption was never that the kids would go to college. The expectation was that they would get good grades and finish high school, then grow up and make decisions for themselves. At a time when most of the girls graduating from high school were either going to work or getting married, my grandma decided to go to college. She graduated with her BA in music education from what is now Virginia Commonwealth University. She started working right away. She got married, and then she went straight to work, taking off time after each of her children were born for a total of 10 years out of work. When I asked her whether she regretted this, whether she ever wanted to be a principal, run her own school, she said no without hesitation. She told me, quote, "I loved the little children. That's where my heart was," end quote. Though she never sought those leadership positions, for as long as I can remember, my grandma was a very important figure in our community. She hosted dinner and prayer meetings in her home for decades for the ladies from church. She was the first female deacon, and she was also recently appointed the first female elder in her church. She motivates others by expressing her own optimism, setting a positive example, and maintaining a quiet dignity, which makes other people seek her company and her guidance. She's also a lively conversationalist who loves to engage others, stimulating those who are like-minded and challenging those who are not. When I asked her for her words of wisdom, she quoted Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. Quote, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path," end quote. She also warned against pride and cautioned against doing things that one is not prepared for. It's important to do things for the right reasons, not because we want to impress others. Ultimately, she said, quote, "Once you're in it, work with all your heart, be diligent in your job, and realize that God is watching. Maintain your integrity and trust in God's plan for your life." So that's my grandma, a very short, brief grandma introduction, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.